Today we're going to be putting a Lego set together. Today's set is this one. Depending on... This isn't going to be massively complicated. It's probably going to be... it's one of those 4+ sets, which is pretty easy, as they say. But it's a Snowspeeder, and I have always liked the Snowspeeder from Star Wars, to be honest. And I don't think they've done a version of it recently that isn't like part of a 4+ set, unfortunately. But let's crack this baby open and put it together. It sounds very bulky just by uh, shaking it. What you on about? Lego is anime. It's totally anime. I'm joking, of course. Everything's an anime. I'm too lazy to change my tags, to be honest. I got like really bored of essentially what's the word? I just got really bored of changing my tags all the time. So I just stuck with the ones that I've had for a long ass time, and I've just never changed them. I know it sounds really lazy and ridiculous, but it's the truth. Anime is always shoved somewhere in the tag, which it's just one of those things. Excuse me. How long has it been since I had anime first put in the title? It's a long time. Alright, I've got our instructions. This is the most important part first. I say our instructions, it's like one part of the instructions. Like I said, this is going to be a fairly short stream, really, because look at these instructions. They're quite razor thin, and that's just for the speeder bike. And I'm assuming it's the same deal with the speeder bike. Yeah, it's the same level of thickness. I think this is a bit thinner, and that's slightly thicker, only slightly. That's what we're going to be building. I say building. So first things first, I best get all the bags out and sort them out. Every single Lego stream that I do, I always end up sorting the bags out. So we've got bag 1, bag 2, and this big chunky white plastic piece, which is obviously the base of the ship. Looks fairly solid. Feels solid too, so it's actually quite nicely made. Then again, most Lego stuff usually is, so we'll start with the main course, I guess, since it's the ship. That's kind of like the big deal. I like how page 1, it's just this thing. But it is made for younger audiences, this like type of set usually. So I'm assuming bag 2 will be the second set of instructions, because from what I'm looking at, it says here bag 1, so I'll be rolling with that. Just going to place that there. So we've got our big chungus piece here, I guess. Time to rip the bag open. Got another little bag in here. Of course, actually, I did miss a step. I've not put our little minifigure together, so let's quickly do that, shall we? This is actually Wedge Antilles, by the way. It says so on the box, I believe. Which is another reason why I picked this up, because I don't have a Wedge Antilles minifigure. Not until now, anyway. I think it's pretty alright. He looks like a regular pilot, but like, there's probably some small little minor details that make him a bit different from the pilots. Plus, I'm a sucker for the old classic orange jumpsuits that they wore. There we go, I've even got the helmet markings, which is quite nice. The question is, does he have his blaster? He does, and it's in here, funnily enough, so we'll give him the blaster later on, I guess. So we have our big piece here. First thing we're going to do is get the front piece of it. That's the one. I mean, I can't really mess this up. This is like as simple as it gets, really. I mean, it's hard to mess something like this up. Click that in place. I'll try and keep everything on camera whilst I'm doing this. And as you can, for most people that have seen the older streams, yeah, my nails have been painted black because I like black nail varnish and it's kind of nice. I do my nails myself usually. It's always nice just to change things up on your hands and on occasion. I always pick mostly dark colours. But black is like the ultimate colour. Okay, so that's done there. So we have, which part is this? Oh no, the other bit, oh, I see it, it's in the small bag. I was wondering if I'd messed up somewhere. Messing up on a 4 plus set, that'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it? So we've got the control panel for the ship here. Side panels here. Whoops. Had that the wrong way round. And it's these two column pieces here, which will be like the wall for the ship, I guess, at the back. I say a wall, more like a... You know what I mean. This piece. It's quite bulky, to be fair. I'm not too sure if that's going to come well off in the design later on, but we'll find out. So red pieces on the back here. Looks good. And grey piece on top. Then what do I do here? Apparently there's like a ridge thing that goes on each part. I have yet to see what I'm looking for exactly here. Oh, they're not grey, they're like a black colour. Well, they're black on there, but they look grey to me. It might be just the picture overall. Because you have to remember that they have to account for lighting when they do pictures. So... There we go. These two pieces go here like so. And then it's a grey grading piece on top here. So it's like that. See-through brick, which is see-through, obviously. And it's a round part here. And place it on top like so. Okay, that makes sense so far, I guess. And it's these two pieces here. Yeah, it comes together rather simply, to be fair. I mean, it's pretty much, you know, set for younger audience, but it's pretty alright. Like the this is the cable shooter thing at the back. Turn it around that way. Yeah, it shoots the tow cable out and trips the AT over. You know, the iconic part of Empire Strikes Back. So we've got these, and we've got to put these rods inside of this, if I recall. Making sure this is all put in the right way. Actually, there's probably no right or wrong way for these. They look like they've been done the same side on either part. I guess they want to make it as less confusing for the kids, essentially. Put them on the back like so. I'm a stickler for detail. I've got to have these a certain way. Yeah, they've got to be pointing in that direction. Then we have these orange pieces here, which go on either side like so. Place this here like that. Put the grating here. And then it's the white pieces on either side next to the orange. Oh, thank you. I'm not really that great at Lego. I'm efficient at putting some of the parts together, but it depends really on how complicated a set can be. This is fairly basic, really. Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Lego stream. Doing a basic set today. Doing like a 4+1. Doing this because I really do like the Snowspeeder. So, and they haven't really done a re-release of the Snowspeeder in a bigger sense. So, yeah, Lego they're fantastic, really. I usually mainly get Star Wars stuff because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Some of the Ninjago stuff looks kind of cool too. I get some of their stuff for the fantasy build sets. I usually just make my own little mock sets with the Ninjago stuff, really. Because you can pass most of the stuff off in that for like fantasy-based stuff, usually, if you're creative enough. You just watched a 13-hour stream. That's good. What was you watching out of curiosity? Like what kind of stream was it? Hope it was a fun one. Put these two grey pieces here. So yes, there we go. It's alright, I was just double checking if I'd missed any smaller details. Never have I ever. Is that some sort of like little mini game that you do with people or something? Oh, with like 3 people, okay. I'm assuming that's like a little game that you do. Is it kind of like spin the bottle, I suppose? That was all the rage when I was a child. The spin the bottle. Yeah, it's basically spin the bottle, but instead it's kind of like you're basically telling truths essentially then. See, like the iteration of things that people do when they with the younger generation is not really so much different compared to the things that we've done generations before. Like it's just that things change with technology and things become more convenient. So back in my day, if you was doing something like that as a kid, you'd have to like meet up IRL, really. Right, I see. I get you. Next, we've got these white pieces here which go on top like so. That makes sense. It wants to cover all the studding up because of the mismatch of coloration here. Whereas if you just put a plain white plating over it, it blends well with the design, which actually looks really nice, I'm not gonna lie. It's a simple thing, but it works, you know? Yeah, it sounds like a thing. Next we have the two is it railguns? I can't remember now. Blasters, I guess. I have vague memories of the Snowspeeder, but it is an iconic ship. Oh wait, there's a small detail I've missed. The two white pieces here go here. I don't really know if I like that on top of that, to be fair. I feel like they should have just made that plain white on top, or at least orange. But it is what it is. They have to do with what pieces they have. I've ever played Arkham. I've played the first one. I've not played the second or third, and I know the collection is on PS4. I might get the collection one day. I'm not too sure yet. I played the first Arkham game on 360 back in the day. Ah, these go over the guns. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. They look attached completely then. That works. Whoops. Yeah, the Batman games are always fun. Even the Lego Batman games are quite fun. I've played a few of them. It's funny actually. I don't really see a lot of Lego Batman sets these days. They'll release like the odd few sets here and there, but you don't see them release a ton of them most of the time. So this goes on top of here now because that's the shielding or the cockpit window. And there you go, it snaps down and we've got ourselves a Snowspeeder. It looks really nice actually. I was a bit hesitant actually because I thought the bit at the back would be a bit too blocky, but it holds up pretty nicely. This is definitely made for a younger audience in mind because of how simplistic the build is, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all, really. The only thing that I suppose it's there's a small bit of design change is that they can't have the guy on the back doing the tow cable thing because that would mean they'd have to make it bigger. So I'm assuming they've got to think of like cost and effect and stuff like that. Because if they were to add anything more to it, you would end up paying more for it essentially. The Arkham series explains better stuff better than the films. Um, I suppose they would, wouldn't they? You can get more of a narrative out of games than you can with some films, to be honest. Plus, the player is playing as and interacting as that character. The whole medium is like completely different, really, compared to movies. Because movies are just linear experiences that you're watching. Whereas with games, there's like, sometimes there's extra stuff thrown in there. And you can go out of your way and unlock extra stuff for certain games. There we go. Wedge Antilles is inside the speeder, which actually looks kind of cool. Yes, I like Mark Hamill as well. He's brilliant as Luke Skywalker, and he's fantastic as the Joker. It's funny, actually. I was watching Dante's Inferno. He plays Dante's father in that, which I thought was rather amusing. It's one of those things where you don't hear him right away, but after a while when you listen, you realize, hey, that is him. You can hear hear his Joker voice come out a little bit in parts, which is always good. So that's the Snowspeeder done. It looks quite nice, and yeah, it's well made. I'm kind of astonished at this, really. It's just a shame that, you know, the tow cable thing on the back doesn't have a secondary seat, but that's semantics. That's semantics. Right, so the next part we're going to be doing the Snowtrooper with the dish, and obviously the bike, which is the big go-to here. So here I have bag 2. Bit of ASMR for you guys with the the plastic. I'm actually struggling to open it, not gonna lie. 17 games in a collection. That's happened before, actually. Any retro collection that has a bunch of old games on it usually has more games, because, well, back then games weren't really huge compared to games that you have nowadays, which are usually gigantic in terms of install size. I think there's a King of Fighters collection that was on PSP, and it had about 10 games on it. And it was all the King of Fighters games throughout the years up until a certain point. I think Capcom did an arcade collection as well, which had quite a good number of games on it. So yeah, collections with a huge count do exist. It's just usually, it's usually arcade stuff, small old games that get bundled together. Right, we're going to do our Snowtrooper. Is it the angry Snowtrooper? Yes, it is. I don't want Lego to ever change these, ever. I just like the fact that the troopers are always angry. I was going to say, I did get, there was a set that I did get which had the Emperor's red guards, and unfortunately when I went to put the heads on them, they didn't have actual heads. They had this, but it was plain red, and it didn't have anything on it. It was a bit disappointing. I wouldn't have minded if they just used this face, really, and put that on there. I mean, yeah, you're not going to see it when you put the thing on, but it doesn't really matter either way. It's just one of those small details that you get a kick out of with the troopers, really. And he's got a bigger blaster because he's a trooper. So I always like the Snowtroopers' uniforms, and the face covering is always kind of unique looking. That's cool. Speaking of the Arkham games, oh hey sis. Speaking of the Arkham games, have you ever played the one on 3DS? There's actually a 3DS one called Blackgate, I believe. I've never played it, but I'm thinking of maybe acquiring it somehow and maybe streaming it one day. It depends how it runs, though, with Citra, to be fair. So we're going to do the speeder bike. This is what we, just to catch you up, sis. This is what we built just now, which is the Snowspeeder from Empire Strikes Back, with good old Wedge Antilles inside of it. He's the guy that's flying it. It's the iconic ship that uses the cable on the back to trip over the AT-ATs, you know, the big walkers. It's those. It's quite nice. I do like this quite a lot now. It's grown on me since I built it, to be fair. And plus, you know, they've done a decent job with it. Reminds me of the A-Wing a little bit with the bottom piece. In fact, that's probably where they had it from. So, yeah, Arkham Origins is basically its own game that was on the 3DS. No, Blackgate I'm thinking of. Was it Arkham Origins? I'm sure it was. Let's have a sip of water. Just to cleanse my palate a little. Oh, is it? That's good. They should port it to PS4. I'm surprised they haven't. There's a lot of handheld stuff that tends to get ported to some consoles. I'm surprised they haven't really. You'd think they'd have put something like that in the collection, but I guess I guess it was never meant to be. That or they just conveniently forgot about it. Maybe they just refer to it as that one 3DS Batman game that they conveniently forgot about, maybe. Let's just place this here like so. So yeah, this is going to be the speeder bike we're building next. Don't worry as well. Yeah, it is sad. That's usually the way though when they end a series, to be fair. It's funny because I was having this conversation with my dad the other day, funnily enough. He's a big Tomb Raider fan and he loves the newer Tomb Raider games. And he said to me, "Do you reckon they're going to make any more new ones based off, the reboot series?" And I looked online, and there's been no announcements or anything. My theory is that they're possibly done with the reboot series now, and they're probably going to reboot it again for new hardware, probably on PS5. They'll probably you know, redo Lara again from the ground up with new hardware, maybe. Unless they do like a spin-off game or something. Or maybe a spin-off series or whatever. Some people want it to go back to the old roots of when Lara was fun and a bit more self-confident than she is with the... Apparently a lot of people say that she whines a lot nowadays. So I can see where people come from. I mean, when a character gets drastically changed in some way, I can see where they're coming from. Yes, there was a Tomb Raider collection, I believe. Didn't they do Anniversary as well, if I remember correctly, which is basically the first game redone with the engine they was using at the time. So I reckon they're probably just gonna more than likely do the classic stuff remade in some way, I suppose. Because I don't think the reboot series that they've gone with is anything that's what's the word? Anything close to the original stuff, apart from maybe the opening of the first expedition in Rise, I think. Because Definitive Edition was just essentially Lara going on an expedition and things go bad. And she's not really a Tomb Raider at that point, she's just a girl trying to survive, so. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can get some good stuff that's for free. Speaking of games that are free, have you looked at the play at home thing on the store? There's some free games that are there till April the 19th. There's quite a few of them. There's a good handful of them. Enter the Gungeon is on there, which is a really decent game. If you haven't, I suggest you get them because they'll end up being updated on April 19th. So, my friend on Discord told me about it. Yeah, there's some free games you can download on the store. You just have to click on the store, and then you know the little tab on the side where it has deals, all games, coming soon, and all that stuff. Just find one that says play at home, I believe. And then click on the play at home tab, and then you'll get some free games that you can download for a limited time. And they're yours to keep. The moment you download them, you keep them, essentially. Yeah, I remember telling Tom about those too, yeah. And he's got them. Apparently, as well, on April 19th, when they update it, 2 other games are going to be added to it. Obviously, they'll take the old ones off and put the 2 new games on. And the rumor is that it's going to be Ratchet and Clank, the first remake that they did, and Horizon Zero Dawn as well. I will definitely be getting Horizon Zero Dawn because I had Ratchet and Clank on launch when I got my PS4. In fact, it was the game that I'm sure it was the game that came bundled with my PS4, if I recall, when I had it back in the day. Yeah. There's some good ones. The only ones I don't recommend are the VR ones, and that's only if you don't have a VR set, really. If you got a VR set, then go for it. So we're going to put these here. These are kind of funny. They remind me of Lancers a little bit from the medieval sets. I wish Lego would bring back the medieval stuff, to be honest. I don't think they're ever going to bring it back, sadly. What, do I really want to play Ratchet and Clank Drift Apart, or Rift Apart? I have not played it. The only one I played was the remake of the first one that they did. The one that they ended up making a movie of as well. It's that game that I played. That's the only Ratchet and Clank game I've ever played. I've never really played any others. But the one that I played that was essentially a remake was pretty alright. I kind of enjoyed it. I think I platinumed it, actually, if I remember. Then again, there wasn't really a ton of PS4 games out back then, really. So the store was a little bit bare back then. Okay, so this is the thing that goes here. Yeah, I did platinum the DMC reboot. I've not platinumed any of the other games on PS4 though, which is a bit depressing, but I'm in no rush really for that. I'll probably platinum DMC 2 first, ironically. Oh, it's this piece I'm putting here, isn't it? I was wondering why that looked a bit off. Okay, so that goes on like so. No, I don't have the time to platinum them these days. Back in the day, I didn't even achievement beat them. I just I'm coming from the time when they were on PS2, really. So, I mean, back then we weren't really too bothered about trophies or achievements or whatever. I'm still not too bothered with them now, to be honest. I just play games for the fun of it. I mean, there was some friends I had years ago that were absolutely obsessed with platinuming and getting every single achievement, and I'm like, it's cool, but it's not for me, really. I just feel like I just want to play a game, have fun with it, and move on to the next game, or maybe I'll come back to it when I feel like it. I do try to platinum Warriors games if I can. Those games are quite fun to platinum. Plus, they're kind of easy, but I'm a big stickler for the Warriors series as well. So, Tom wants that new Mario game. There's a new Mario game coming out. I haven't really looked at the new one yet. What's it called? Do you have any idea of the name of it? I did miss the Nintendo Direct quite a while back. I didn't really see it. I should maybe watch it and catch up on it a little. Right, so it's about time we put our little trooper in here. He can sit back and chill out, and he can chill out. Do you get it? Because it's snow themed. That's such a bad it's so bad that I didn't even try to force it until I ended up pointing it out, making it obvious. So there we go. He's in his little speeder bike. I actually like the speeder bike. I don't recall seeing any snow speeder bikes in Empire Strikes Back, but it really just looks like the one from Endor, just coloured white, which, I mean, it works. It looks nice, so it's not too bad. You have no clue, but it's got the Cat Mario and Cat Luigi in it. Is it 3D Land, by any chance? Or 3D World? Because though that's fairly recent. If it's a brand new game that's not out yet, then no, I don't know about it. I'll have to have a look online later. Right, this piece is first. We're going to be doing the radar dish now, or the dish anyway. I'm assuming this is the disc launcher, so orange piece goes here, grey piece on top. Ice wall, which is here. Ugh, that's a bit awkward, I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to break something. It is 3D World. Yeah, 3D World was on the Wii U. So naturally, I guess they would port it to Switch. They've probably added some new content to it to make it a bit more interesting. You're about to Platinum 3. Nice. Just going to place that there. He wasn't even trying. Sometimes platinum in games where you're not even trying is the best experience you can get. And then we have this, the brick on top here. And there's apparently a control panel which goes here. Works well. Place that there. Interesting design to put that there. I guess that's for the dish, which makes sense. It's not clipping very well for me. Hold on. I don't want to break anything. Ah, there we are. I had to, do that. You might get it in for his birthday. That's not a bad idea, actually. Place this here. I'll have to have a think of what I want to get him for his birthday as well, to be honest. There's quite a few birthdays coming up, actually, now you mention it. My parents' ones are not too far off from each other. I'll have to get them something nice. Okie dokie. Well, we're almost done with the stream, but don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. What I'll do is I'll do this. Obviously, I'm finishing the last few touches, and I'll showcase these at the end briefly. And then when I'm done, the stream will go offline, and then I will switch over to my PC and I'll stream some. I think I might stream some Smash Brothers or something just for fun. So I'm not going anywhere, but the stream will go offline, so you may have to refresh when I decide to go, and then when I will come back. So would I be able to do that? I probably wouldn't have any hands left, to be honest. Somebody somewhere has probably done it just to test absolute insanity. So what else do we have left? Oh, apparently there's an orange piece here. It's very important that we place this here. I don't get how that adds to the build, but whatever. According to the instructions, this makes it better. So okay. Wait a minute. What is this white piece here for? Oh, I see what I've done. There's a little bit of debris ice that's on top of here that's come loose. Obviously we need the red dish thing here. It only goes that way. There we are. Looks kind of nice. It's a radar dish. Apparently it launches discs. So we'll quickly have a little bit of a play with this, by which I mean we'll put the disc in and regret it. I've never been a big fan of these disc launcher things. It's like you flick them and then you lose them, usually. You just push it. Oh, you just push it through. You don't flick it this time. That's not too bad, actually. Let me just quickly demonstrate it on camera, if I can. I'm going to get a good shot of it. Oh my god. I'm trying to do this without, like, obscuring it too much. There we go. See, it shoots it nicely, like that. Nice. Not bad at all. So yeah, you get like 2 discs. Don't lose them, whatever you do. I'm the best Lego builder ever. No one can beat me. Yeah, right. I mean, it's a 4+ set. I mean, it's not like it's the hardest set ever. But hey, it's not too bad actually. So let's quickly review and go through it, just for the sake of it, pretty much. So we've got the radar piece here, which fires the discs. Good stuff. It's not too bad. It feels more like a bonus thing they've thrown in, really. But hey, you can launch discs from it, so that's something, right? Then you've got the speeder bike with the Snowtrooper. This is quite nice. It feels like a commodity once again, because it's an Endor bike, coloured white. But hey, it's not that bad at all, actually. It works and it looks good. Plus, you need something for the speeder to fight against, I suppose. So, I do like the way that part at the back's designed. They probably had that on the older bikes before as well, but it's just the way that it's put together that I like about it. It's a unique looking mold to me, I suppose you could say. And then last but not least, you have the main course, which is the Snowspeeder, which I'm a really big fan of because it's bulky, it's nice. You can put the thing down. No parts are going to come off if little Jimmy's playing with it and he's swooshing it around and stuff. You know, because some sets are blatantly not made for play, really, because some parts can just come loose just by moving them around and whatnot. But this is quite nice. Obviously, no 2-seater for the tow cable, but it's no big deal. It's not like it's an actual replica of the actual, big one, for example. So there we go. Let me just get these in shot. You get to see my bed covers, which is like a grey colour. So yeah, that's pretty much the set right here. Overall, I mean, I suppose if I had to give it a rating, I'd give it like, I'd say, out of 5, I'd give it like a 4, really. Only knocking 1 star off because this just feels unnecessary, really. But it's there for playability, I suppose. It's just me being petty, I suppose, as a bitter grown up. But yeah, it's not a bad set at all. Right, that's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for watching this Lego stream, and I'll be catching you in the next one. Thumbs up to this, and ciao for now.